Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Deidre Renee, and today we are back with another sports talk video. So, coming back with sports talk video, we're not gonna mind that we took a break for a minute, but we're back at it, and I'm gonna be posting vlogs too as well. But sports talk videos is what I enjoy doing and what I want to do. So, first things first, we gotta talk about these rankings and how there is no undefeated team left in women's basketball, which happened a couple weeks ago. Basically, everybody's lost the game. So, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what it means. So, last week, Notre Dame was number one, and now they're dropped down. They done dropped all the way down. So, well, not even all the way down, but they dropped down. They dropped from number one, and now Texas is number one. So, first things first, we're going to talk about these rankings, and we are only 3 weeks from Selection Sunday for March Madness. March is literally in a day. Tomorrow's February 28th, March Madness, we start. So yeah, it's here. We are here. Selection Sunday is definitely coming up, and so we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see what's going to happen. But yep, if you got uninstalled March Madness, it's about that time again to download it back, especially for women's basketball. It should be crazy this year, considering it's been so many different changes within who is the number one team, who is the number two team. But Notre Dame lost to North Carolina State, and they lost them. It was a really exciting game. It was a lot of back and forth, but in the end, NC State just showed up. So now, these are the rankings. Number one is Texas Longhorns. They're 27-2, which I feel like this is a long time coming for Texas. In my opinion, I feel like Texas will be in the Final Four. Texas has been one of the best teams, I feel like, this season. Like, they got the defense. They just freaking held what is that team? They held them to 26 points. And y'all know Vic don't play about that defense. And so with him not playing about that defense, they've been doing a good job of playing defense. Madison is showing up in her sophomore season. She did amazing in her freshman season with Rory out, and now Rory's back in. I definitely see Texas being in the Final Four. So they tore up Georgia. Yeah, they held Georgia to literally 26 points. And so their next games, they play, I believe, today. They play Mississippi State, and then they play Florida March 2nd. But they've been doing very good defensively. And not only are they a defensive threat, they also have scoring. Like, Rory is a very, very great point guard, as well as Madison Booker can get wherever she needs, but her soft spot is that mid-range. And so that's what she's been doing. She's been getting to the mid-range. She's been playing. Rory's back. So it's just like, I feel like Texas is going to definitely be in the Final Four. If they are in the Final Four, it's because of them, not because of anybody else, because they have all the pieces they need. Next, we have USC, which has Juju. Now, in my opinion, Juju does great, but I feel like everybody else around her needs to be more consistent as far as scoring. I get she has moments where she's going to take over. That's cool, but I feel like the pieces around her need to do a better job of remaining consistent in scoring. Just overall in their game, they need to be more consistent, because Juju's going to be Juju, and everybody knows that. But they need to pitch in for them to become a national championship team, which they did pretty good last year, considering they did not expect them to go as far. And Juju had an amazing freshman season. She's having an amazing sophomore season. But I feel like the pieces around her need to do a better job of being consistent with her. But they currently, on March 1st, they play UCLA, which is a rematch, and that should be a crazy game. UCLA, USC, that should be a crazy rematch. I know UCLA is definitely going to be looking to get back because they took an L. But most definitely should be an exciting game on March 1st of them playing that game. So then right under them, we have UCLA, which I feel like UCLA is a very good team. They're 26-1. That only loss that they have is to USC. I feel like they let Juju take over, and not only did they let her take over, her teammates are feeding off her as well. So they let Juju get going, and she just had success, and she was just everywhere and all over the place. But overall, I feel like UCLA is definitely a really, really good team. I feel like they should most definitely make it to the Elite Eight. I feel like they have all the pieces to be successful, but in the same breath, I feel like at times UCLA can do better at playing defense. They can do way better at defense. I feel like if they lock in on the defensive end, they can score. They got Kiki. They got the post players. They got London. She can shoot the three. They have the offensive pieces, but they need to play some defense. Just as how they let Juju go off defense. They need to lock in on the defensive end of the floor, and they'll have much success. Number 4, we have Notre Dame, who was number 1 last week, but now they've dropped to number 4, which they didn't drop that much. They recently lost to NC State. That ended their 19 game winning streak, but at least they lost that streak before going into March Madness. So maybe it was a good thing. But I feel like in that game, I feel like Hannah was having not a great game on the offensive end, and she kind of let that show up in her energy a little bit, in my opinion. Watching Hannah, she's a very energetic player, but she feeds off steals, feeds off different things. I feel like NC State did a very good job of not turning the ball over, considering how good her defense is. But their next games, they'll play Florida State and they'll play Louisville. Next, we have UConn, which UConn beat the bricks off of the University of South Carolina, but they're number 5. I feel like Paige is leading the way. Of course, Paige is a competitor. They play Creighton and Marquette next, which, in my opinion, UConn don't be playing nobody when they be playing in conference play. That's just the real. They don't be playing nobody when they be in conference play. So I'm sure they're going to end the season off with wins and head to March Madness and do what they do. They don't be playing nobody in conference play, so I don't think they should be losing to anybody else. But they did show up and beat South Carolina, which everybody did not expect. But that leads to number 6, which is South Carolina. In my opinion, South Carolina is missing something. I don't know exactly what it is. I feel like they're missing like kind of that go-to person to who can get a bucket. It was Aaliyah Boston, was Zaya, and last year they played very collectively. It was everybody, but I feel like they're missing something. They're missing something. I don't know what they're missing, but I do not think South Carolina is going to win the national championship this year because they're missing something. And I don't know exactly what they're missing, but I feel like they're missing something. I don't know if it's another score. I feel like Malaysia needs to be more consistent. I feel like Malaysia next year she's gonna be that player, that go-to player, but she just gotta lock in defensively and offensively because Don wants her to play both sides of the ball, and Don knows she can, and Don's gonna push her. So yeah. Next, we have LSU. They're 25-2. Their next games they play is Alabama and Ole Miss. They're number 7. I feel like LSU is really good. Flau'jae is showing up. Michaela Williams and Anissa Mora shows up. I feel like LSU is missing like a big. I feel like they need another big. Like Anissa Mora can only do so much. Anissa Mora, in my opinion, is really a 3, and she's playing post player, which it's been working in her favor. But I feel like they need to get they should have got another big, another very impactful big. They should have did better recruiting at that point. They also had the transfer Sade Wilson. I feel like she needs to show up more. I don't know what happened to Shy, but Shy was balling and hooping it up at Duke. I didn't know why she transferred from Duke. I don't know why she transferred from Duke. And she transferred from Duke, ended up going to Miami. It was like all her Canadian teammates, all of them were playing at Miami. Now she's transferred to LSU, but I don't know. She needs to do something. A light bulb needs to click in her brain. She needs to go back to how she was playing in freshman year, just fearless. And she need to get in the gym or something. Like something needs to go, like, she needs to get it going. Like, and Shy can hoop. She was killing her freshman year. I don't know. I wanted her to show up more for LSU. I feel like she fit LSU's system better than Miami. Miami, she was also struggling with some injuries, but I just feel like she needs to show up more. Like, Shy needs to show up more. And although Flau'jae is their star player, I don't know if Shy is not showing up, considering the fact that she's not the go-to, because at Duke she was the go-to. At Miami, she should have been the go-to, but I feel like she just needs to step it up. And in order for them to be very impactful in the March Madness tournament, I feel like she's going to have to show up for them. I feel like they're missing her. They're missing that. She is a point guard, but she can also score. But LSU feels like they're missing a point guard because I don't feel like she's showing up like she should. Next, we have North Carolina. They're 25-4. They've been having a lot of success. Alyssa Etsby, she's out, but she's a very key person for North Carolina. They played Duke in Virginia, which should be a good game because Duke already plays really good defense. Then we have NC State, who recently just beat Notre Dame. Zoe Brooks has been hooping. She had 33. But yeah, I feel like NC State is one of those teams that is getting better as the season goes on, which you want to be doing. By the time you head towards the end of the season, you want to be playing your best basketball. That's the best time, is like coming to the end of the season, you're playing your best basketball. That's what you want to be doing. Then we got TCU. Haley Van Lift, they're hooping. They play Houston and Baylor, which they should. But they played Houston yesterday. But they play Baylor coming up. I feel like Haley is leading the way. I feel like TCU is doing good. In my opinion, they're doing pretty decent. They're number 10. Then we got Oklahoma. They're doing pretty decent. They're doing pretty good in the SEC. Then we got Ohio State, which, in my opinion, I thought Ohio State, I feel like, I don't know, they might be one of those sleepers, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. We'll see. Then we got Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky Wildcats are 21-5. And we just got to talk about Amore. Georgia Amore, she was at Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech, I don't even think Virginia Tech is even ranked. I mean, going down this list. But ever since she left Virginia Tech and Kentucky, she done put Kentucky on the map. And they're doing great things. So I feel like the Kentucky, they're doing great for them to be having a lot of success. Only have 5 losses, and they've had plenty of seasons of them not doing well. And you just got to shout out to Georgia Amore because she's literally came in and been a point guard and did what she needs to do. Then we got Tennessee. They play Kentucky, which should be a good game. We're going to have 13 versus 14. They play today. So that should be a good game. Then we got Baylor. Baylor's doing decent. I feel like Baylor needs a really, really, really good, like, they have a good leader. I don't know. I would just be feeling like Baylor missing something. But I don't know. Then we got the Duke, which today they play North Carolina, which Duke versus North Carolina is already a crazy game. But that should be a good game. Then they play Florida State. But this Duke versus North Carolina game should be a really crazy game. And I want to see who's going to win. So, yeah. And the team that fell out has been K-State. K-State is they fell out of there. Their post player got hurt. And basically, after their post player got hurt, they've been struggling a little bit. But Notre Dame was. But this year is crazy. It's getting crazy. It's like everybody is, nobody safe. Like, you could be at number 1 today, and tomorrow you're number 5 or number 4. Like, Notre Dame, like, anything can happen at this point in time. But it is March Madness. These games is happening today. Today we got Michigan State versus Ohio State, which Michigan is number 22. Another important game. Today's the 26th or today's the 27th. I keep thinking today's the 27th, but today's the 26th. But Wednesday, the game to look out for is really Michigan State versus Ohio State. It's 23 versus 12. I think Ohio State is gonna win, but you never know. Thursday though. We got Creighton. Creighton's number 22, but I don't know. They're North Carolina. They're not beating North Carolina, in my opinion. But we got Duke versus North Carolina. North Carolina, I said they're not beating UConn. Creighton's not beating UConn, in my opinion. But North Carolina versus Duke, we got that game tomorrow. And then we got Tennessee versus Kentucky, which should be a really, really good game. And I'm excited to see that. Then we got Florida State versus Notre Dame, which got Tanaya Lawson basically versus Hannah. And then we got LSU versus Alabama. LSU just had a crazy comeback too. Yeah, Baylor just beat K-State. K-State missing their post player is impacting them. Really impacting them crazy. I'm trying to see what was LSU. What was that deficit? Trying to see. Oh, they came back on Kentucky 2 days ago. LSU had a crazy comeback on Kentucky, which shouldn't be happening, Georgia. You playing guard. No, I'm just playing. But yeah. LSU kind of come back, but we about to be in March Madness. I keep thinking today is the 27th. Today is the 26th. Tomorrow's the 27th. But like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna be dropping more videos on Thursday. I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow. I said on Thursday. Tomorrow I'm gonna drop a video reflecting on what games and what happened. Working on being consistent in all the things I do. So if you're watching this, hope you have a blessed day. I hope you had a good day. I hope you went to the gym. I hope you prayed. I hope you read your Bible. I hope you meditated. I hope you had a good day. I hope you ate. And I hope you continue to be blessed. But like, comment, and subscribe for more sports videos. I will be coming back on here and posting. Locked in.